Happy, he'll ask for a glass of milk. If you give happy_cat_lady some chocolate, she'll give some to me too, right?
Evening, everyone, and welcome back to part 4. I want to say part 4. Yeah, part 4 of our current playthrough of Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged. There's also a Hunger Games in progress. How's Happy going to murder us all today for the 417th Hunger Games? But welcome in there, Happy Cat, Gary. Oh, hang on, I just realised that the volume wasn't on yet. Oops. But Mr. Smith has been born. But welcome in there, Mr. Smith, Gary, Happy Cat, Jaffa, and Mr. V. Welcome in, everyone. Hang on a second, because I want to see if after the flippers. Let's see who's going to be the first to get murdered.
Doing. This is awesome.
Agreed. Last week, just while the Hunger Games is waiting, we completed Syria. Was it last week we did Syria? I think so. Yeah, definitely last week we completed Syria, and we're back in Paris, and we're going to be heading to Spain. The idea today is I'd like us to complete the first chunk of Spain, then go back to Paris and do the next stage of Paris, and leave us at the...
Gary!
Leave us at Gary's house.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our victor. The winner of the Hunger Games. Dr_Ravenholm. The Gate Traveller. Dr_Ravenholm skillfully navigated an intricate maze of gates. Portals. Within the arena, confusing and outmaneuvering Vivant in a whirlwind of dimensional travel.
Uh-oh. I killed Mr. V. Mr. V will have his vengeance in the next round of the Hunger Games in an hour's time. Okay, let's get into it. I can't remember if we discussed the lens with Nico. So we're gonna go and we're gonna have a look at that first, and just in case of going upstairs and seeing if there's a thing there. Oh no, I've done it now, says
Oh, hi. Come in.
He just parks himself on the chair now. Where's the lens?
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Okay,
I'll be back as soon as I can.
we must have discussed the lens at the end of last time, so let's go... Hang on, we were going to the Crew Museum. No, I think we did that. We must be going to Spain. That definitely must have been where we left it. Right, let's carry on anyway. No. It not be available yet. Definitely unavailable. I wasn't going nuts or anything. No. No, we can't click on that. Okay, let's... go back to talk to Nico, I suppose. It was it. I think that one's it. I was too busy celebrating my victory, Jaffa.
Hey, Nico.
Oh, hi.
I think I got an advert for that one, Gary. Oh no, hang on, I'm getting mixed up with something else. Or maybe I'm not. Hang on. Is this the separate game where you're talking about a DLC for AT/ETS?
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
It's a game that... Right, yeah. I've definitely seen an advert for it then. You're confusing me there with those ones.
That's the face of the statue I saw at the Bull's Head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. The Knight's Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. And that's not a crystal ball. It's the lens I found in Marib.
You got to get lubed up there, Mr. Smith. Have you picked that one up then, Gary, to give it a go?
That's the clue that led me to the Bull's Head in Syria.
I did notice when I flicked over to Discord today that you were playing Bus Sim. We did really well last night. We turned a profit in Bus Sim last night.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
Nobody will ever know how.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
I thought the Happy Cat was the distributor of the lube, Mr. Smith.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Did you start a new game then, Gary, or did you continue from when you previous left off? There's always time for lubricant. Let's go to the museum. Hang on. Which is that? Oh no, that's the cafe. That's the church. There we go. JD is one of your distributors. And someone wants to rob the post office. Let's go talk to this creep Lobino.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What's with the long face?
Haven't you heard? The tripod was stolen.
No kidding.
Yeah, that needs to be returned,
Just
doesn't
don't
it?
get it. So many other treasures. And the thieves choose the tripod.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies in Paris. Hey, I visited Nico's apartment.
Are you going to try it as well, Mr. V?
Came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course.
This guy's a total creep.
Nico said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
See, after seeing my pro-driving skills last night.
Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes, what is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In occidenta sita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. Does this lens mean anything to you?
Nothing.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusade.
Oh, we didn't all make it out.
That from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
20 death loops, but still 17 grand in the green. Oh, you started a new one as well. It'd be snowing. We started with the statue of the naked burglar gone. Oh, burgers. What?
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Okay, what have we forgotten here? Yeah. Well, you know, all of that lube and all that streaking, you see, it's all that goes through any of our heads now. Evening, Jim, as well, and welcome in. Right, we're in the crew museum. We've been back to see Nico. Police station's never of any real use. Yeah, I'm sure we left it last week where we were just going to be going to Spain. What on earth have we forgotten to do? Let's go back to Nico's for a minute, and we'll double check all the other things that we picked up with her.
Hey, Nico.
Oh, hi. Come in.
Yes, we've got. I don't know how big the new map is on the Grabby simulator, so we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it goes.
I showed you the red nose, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Did I show you this tissue?
Yes, George. I asked you to get rid of it.
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
The guy
Will you be out
What is it?
scaring all the kids on the street, Jim, on Halloween?
Put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag, a practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture. This is the tool I use to get into the sewers.
Yeah, you showed me before.
Guarding the door with a chainsaw.
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah. Why is it that men never really grow up?
What's your problem, sister?
Your pockets stuffed with useless junk like little boys.
You never know when useless junk might come in handy. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
There was something else that we... Did I forget to click on something on the manuscript? So there's one thing which tips it over the edge. Evening, Daft Phoenix, and welcome in, mate. We're presently confused.
That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head.
Ooh, lagging out.
That's the clue that led me to the bull's head in Syria. There's a guy working on a loom. The Night Scroll bears...
Oh, hang on a second. Has Jim been
Through
naughty?
my teachings, you will be enlightened. And that's not a crystal ball. It's the lens I found in Marib.
Oh, hang on. It's not letting me tab over. Something has gone weird. I can't access the start bar. And I can't alt and tab, it would seem, as well. That's helpful. Oh, great. Now I've lost all of my stream tools. Oh, great. I'm going to have to close the game down and relaunch it. Oh, I can't even click on the game now. Oh, no. What have you done, Jim? Oh, it always happens with Broken Sword games. Yep, I can't click on anything. Yeah, I can still see wiggly lines, but it's incredibly lagged out. Right, I've got Task Manager over here still. At least I can click on that. Right, click. Get task. But what, on a side note, Jim, I've just looked at the picture you've just sent me. Right, hang on, we have to relaunch the game. Oh, what the hell has gone wrong here? I need to get my audio monitor back on the screen first before we do anything else. That should be over there. 1, 2, 3. Shrink that down. Where is it? There it is. Then I need that over there. Now I can launch the game again. Yeah, under no circumstances are we tabbing out of any Broken Sword game. It's caused it's caused so many issues over the years, going back to when we originally played through the games. Although in one instance, Broken Sword 2 did lock up my entire computer when I attempted to tab out of it. We have an autosave though. Right, where were we up to? We were trying. Oh yeah, we were trying to get to. Oh, what the hell? Oh, here we go. We're trying to get to Spain. Oh, this is not looking good at all. For some reason, it keeps on dropping down to 10 FPS.
In French, English, and German it read, "In 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the Knightly Order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine."
Sounds delightful. Yeah, actually, there's no point in doing this bit until we have the chalice. which is why we're going to go back to talk to Andre in the museum. It must be him that triggers it. Meanwhile, what mischief have you been getting yourselves into today? Whilst we head on back here to speak to Andre the Creep.
Hi.
Hello, Georgie.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks.
Are you talking about this one, Gary, but when we flick between the two different modes?
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
And there's none of this going on down here as well. Replaced by a bird.
The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Without spoilers, Mr. V.
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched.
Good or
The
bad?
manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights
I'm
Templar.
going to have to rewatch it from the start of season 1.
Romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
I'm hoping that Spanish family reference was enough to trigger. It was. There we go. So we're 20 minutes behind where we would have ideally liked to have been. Let's take a look at the original versus the new. So, did a highlight of D4 dying in Helldivers and some more Warframe. How are you finding it with on the PS5 now? No, it doesn't care at all. It's quite a large frame, this one. I just thought I'd scan across before we start doing things. It looks really, really nice though. This redraw of the house. So, I still can't get over the fact you made 60k on busing. See, just pro driver. What can I say?
Hi, is this the De Vasconcelos house?
Oh, did you finish that one now, Gary? Ready for the next one?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobbart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the De Vasconcelos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why?
So it runs smooth, but says, well, of course, you know, if there wasn't the same bugs, why would they have to patch it every 45 minutes?
Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcelos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
Yeah. That's it. The Countess has won the lottery, and I'm here to give her the check.
Marvelous. May I see it?
No. Yeah, I mean, no, I have to deliver it to her in person.
The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
Oh, for crying out loud, why'd you lead me on then?
To amuse myself. To make you look a fool. To make you go away.
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
Okay. Well, I'll see you around.
Adios.
Okay. Delightful fellow. But with so many delightful people on George's adventures.
Hey, you.
Yeah? What is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home, would you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Then show a little consideration.
Okay. Sorry.
Just looking at the background, just before we do what we need to do here. In the old picture, is it just me, or does this look like an actual photograph of a tree which has been really badly cut out? Has anyone else seen that? You know, when you get like all the artifacts around when you're trying to use like an automatic mask sort of thing to get around it. Oh, the bug. What was that? It's like time my brother said there was a bug in Dragon Age. You can't complete a quest until EA fixes it. EA, fix a bug in a game-breaking bug. Don't be silly. An old bug has resurfaced its head. It carried it before you. Oh, what cable has Mr. Smith unplugged? We're taking the pressure gauge, by the way, that we stole from the hospital. And we're going to use that. Rather than yank on it to pull the cable out, the hose out. You can't catch Happy Cat, she's too much lube.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it? See, you.
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my hose has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
Let's go in the house. Evening Titch & Co. And yes, I do indeed also love the Broken Sword series. This is the Broken Sword Reforged. It came out a couple of weeks ago. A complete remake of the, from the original to the new. But if you do like it, over on the YouTubes, we've played through Broken Swords 1, 2, and 3, 4 and 5. And also the remakes, or the previous remake of 1, the director's cut, and the director's cut remake of the second one as well. But welcome in there as well.
All right, you dogs, I'm coming.
Oh, this is on Steam. I'm just waiting to get my mouse control. I don't know where the icon's going to appear to go up the stairs. Oh, you'll find the links down the bottom underneath the thingy. What's it?
My name's George Stobbart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobbart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is
Oh, yeah,
nothing
Mr. Smith.
to the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I
Passive
believe
eyes.
that they've planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
Thank you.
When we enter a new frame, Mr. V, just so we can see the comparisons of the difference between the old version and the new one there, as we enter a new zone.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobbart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago, and as for the De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries
Right,
old.
we'll just do one little change for a moment as we enter a brand new frame, just so we can see it, and then we'll leave it as the default one.
It must be worth a fortune.
So it doesn't knock your eyes there, Mr.
Not
V.
that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobbart.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a...
I think do a puzzle with the pieces as well, and if I remember right, there's one hidden inside of a candle.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobbart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me.
Ooh.
Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobbart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
Yeah, that candle on the top there. I don't know if we melt it now or later.
Wow. This is old.
It was constructed
As we come
in the
back here
17th
later.
century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey, it's a checkerboard! Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern. Some of the squares had little jagged holes in the middle.
Can we get that fella to bring the pieces down?
May I ask?
What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Evening,
Glass
Bear.
chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern, purely decorative.
Before Ada spots you there, but welcome in there, Bear.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
Oh, you're putting the kettle on for us as well.
The gaps in the glass chessboard look awfully deliberate.
No, it is ridiculous. What possible significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobbart. You cannot mean...
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it? I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary. Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobbart? This mystery has had a good long run, but it ends here and now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that whole...
At least she wasn't asking you about the LHC, Mr. V.
Get my chess set! Yes! The old chess set! Oh, damn the game! Now, hurry! This is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobbart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar were the embodiment of chivalry. The filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything?
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. Their bishop envied of our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobbart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobbart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
He's probably right.
It fits, Senor Stobbart. It fits.
Working quickly,
Oh,
I
yeah.
found which pieces went into which holes.
Oh, it's like little mushrooms, isn't it? The little things here. Can we accept? Yeah, Shadow was last time, yep.
Senor Stobbart, look.
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobbart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
And a bit of Pokemon on the loose.
Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobbart.
Sure, I'm sure. The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
But Jaffa got it with a flamethrower. Oh, I don't think he's going to have success, though.
Jaffa
He hasn't drained enough health.
contract and was unable to eradicate the Iron
Oh no,
Jugulus
the
infestation
Countess
at
was
the
thrilled to find the lost
soccer
chalice.
field.
But there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will.
Yeah, just wasn't hot enough to burn it. you can always use the channel points, Jim, to redeem another Pokemon hunt. But once you redeem it, you've got to type in ! Pokemon Hunter again. Use the Vindaloo on it next time. That'll melt it.
This is the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger? She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Now we're going to go to the churchy type place. We've got another achievement. I should have actually had a look to see what the achievements are. It doesn't matter if I miss one. I'll definitely come back and get the last ones at a later date.
You're back.
Oui, I have returned.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see you back here again.
No? Well, it is a strange thing, but I am here on duty.
On duty? But you're just sitting there drinking wine.
No, I am not just drinking wine. I am undercover.
I must be missing something. You're in uniform.
Precisely, monsieur. My cover is that of an indolent, wine-guzzling police officer.
You've got me convinced.
Merci. But in reality, my every muscle is poised, every nerve honed. I am drawn tight, ready to pounce. Dang!
Who or what were you planning to pizzang on?
You must have heard, monsieur, of the terror that is gripping Paris.
You mean the killings? Oh, at last, someone's taken action.
People die every day. No, I am on the trail of Sieur Jacques.
Who?
Sieur Jacques, the terror of the subterranean city. He pops up here, he pops up there. The cops, they seek him everywhere. Is he so hush or beneath the neck? That damned elusive Sieur Jacques.
Bravo, that's very good.
Merci. I was up half the night writing that.
Who is this Sieur Jacques character anyway?
Ah, if we but knew that, we could have him in custody in an hour. But he is cunning. To despoil the sewers of our fair city, he has committed many deceptions. He has pretended to be a police officer and deluded a poor war veteran.
Uh-oh.
He has pretended to be a jongleur.
Wow, is that the time?
And an American tourist. What nationality are you, monsieur?
Canadian. Well, gotta go now. See ya. Well, it's not everyone who can say they started an urban myth.
Right, let's head over to the other side and we're going to go and see. Actually, once we speak with the priest, it eventually leads to another one of my favourite lines of dialogue in the game. But that's not until we get back to Nico's apartment.
Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I'm going to get some seatbelts for these chairs. Sliding forward. But aren't they all happy, Cat?
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui.
What?
Would be an insult to the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that. What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
Seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
This priest moves fast, Jim.
I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
He's going to polish it and he's going to be very careful. Evening, Gooey, and welcome in.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long.
Oh no, I hope not, Jim. You hard at work tonight as well, Gooey. Oh, you've missed some absolute filth, Mr. Smith, in the last 2 minutes. But welcome back, Mr. Smith. Hands having out Jaffa Joy, a cup of tea. Oh, you know what ideas about apart from a cup of tea? I need one of my stomach tablet things as well. I think was it talking to I can't remember, was it talking to yourself, Mr. Smith, or talking to Jaffa? Or could we have talked at the same time? Talking about the stomach remedies. We'll leave him to polish our chalice, and we'll continue on over here. Because what we need to do now is this little thingy we need to look through to look at the stained glass window, which is what the lens is for, as I recall. Then we get some information from that, and then we do a comparison with some information over there. He's going to polish that up for us, and then we're going to go to Baphomet.
A statue of a knight holding a...
He's rubbing it pretty hard.
The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't see the action point.
Meum lux videbis.
Oh, the angle that George bent himself to just there was a bit sus.
A bit of a stained glass window. Wow. Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary. Had been pretty optimistic, I guess. Per disciplinum meum lux videbis. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow!
Evening Black Horse?
Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary. Had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
Okay, how do we make
The
adjustments?
scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much.
Because we have to adjust. Maybe we're going to look at the window first. Maybe we're trying to get ahead of ourselves here from
I didn't recognize the biblical story in it.
memories of playing through the game.
A huge stained glass window formed a magnificent centerpiece for its neighbors. Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported.
It'll be fine.
The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well. Per disciplinum meum. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary. Had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
And I know we've got these little doodads on the floor. Because we need to rotate this into, like, if I remember, like a fire pitcher.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbis. A bit of a stain.
But I can't remember how we do that bit. Right, we'll go back and speak to the priest.
Had been pretty optimistic.
Whilst he's polishing his chalice.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
Let's go take a look at the back.
Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world, I guess. A knight there in the company of his fellows. Just think, there's a dead guy under there.
Don't have to adjust the staff or anything daft like that, do we? He definitely illumined up with something.
The staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
Okay, we can't click on that bit. Let's see what that has to say.
Somehow it looked more modern than its neighbor.
Just checking there's nowhere to click on that bit.
Per disciplinum.
Yep. Hang on a second. We did actually put the lens on there, didn't we?
For a big had been.
Oh, for crying out loud. Frodo.
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll.
Had one
like
job.
A hand into a glove. Hey. A Knight Templar burning at the stake, and a date. Let me see. MCCCXIV. That's 1314.
And there we go. We've got a shiny chalice now.
Hello again, Father. Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that war tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinctive.
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as
I forgot about that.
early 14th century.
Oh man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survive.
Oh, it's always got to be a Krogan. If you're in a bar fight, you've got to have a Krogan with you, Mr. V. Have you continued any more of your playthrough as well there? So, I mean, you're on like the dark jungly planet. I think last time we mentioned it.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Right, let's head over there then. Not fired it up yet. You take the Krogan as well, Jaffa.
I'm drawn to it.
They are the best like alien race in the Mass Effect series, I think.
The coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references.
Krogan for life.
Hey, maybe
if there was a game where we could play as a Krogan.
Something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcelos arms were already on the manuscript. Nope, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
Well, the two of you, Gary, can get stuffed in that escape pod and launched. Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's Frodo. You know what Frodo did to us just 10 minutes ago, didn't you? He forgot to tell us to put the lens in the bloody tube, didn't he? But evening, Frodo, and welcome in. Had to work today. Had truck troubles. Have you broken your truck, Frodo? You're going to bring the jet fuel up later on. Honestly, you can't get a full day's work out of that lad.
Shame. Bonjour, monsieur.
Shame.
Pleasant to speak to you again.
Shame.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The Burning Man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? No. But the church has a reputation for being haunted. Many times, people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure to appear.
Yeah, or maybe you need a special lens. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Oops. I was just saying, my finger glitched onto the mouse there for a second. Airbag went off and... What, like an electrical failure set it off or something there, Frodo?
What's the Elvish word for friend?
An air hose fitting broke as well. And got that fixed today. You haven't had no luck with your vehicle. It seems like your vehicle spend more time in the garage than anything else at the minute, Frodo. Let's go speak to this creep over here.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly, yeah. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month...
If you're having car troubles, though, Frodo,
right here in Paris.
I know someone with a Chevrolet that would suit you perfectly.
The statue is beneath the foundation. It was discovered by some workman while renovating the building.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
As I've been too busy. And also having trouble, Gary, with one of the quotes that I got. I'm fairly certain that they give me the wrong person's quote. And I get a funny feeling that they block my number so that I can't chase them up on it.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
No one likes Lobino. Well, actually, no. There is one person I do know that likes Lobino. Jim. I don't know. I don't know why. Don't know why royalty likes Lobino so much. He's a total creep. And first, right now, he has his creepiness set on Nico. And I cannot remember the name of the girl from Broken Sword 3. It's just like a goth girl that you meet at the relatively near the beginning of the game. And I can't remember her name, but he ends up then just switching all of his creepiness over to her like instantly. He drives rocket fuel Black Horse.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
He delivers it so that Ada's satellites can be launched into orbit. Fingers crossed that bit of conversation has opened up the Baphomet place. It has indeed. Let's see if this guy has a French accent.
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too?
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if there was more low references throughout gaming?
What's unusual about
Like Canuckburg sausages hanging up somewhere.
Them look like
Onion sellers on every corner.
Do you know what archaeology looks like?
three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases.
What was the artist for the Fallen Madonna with the big bouncies?
Quite
Was it
right,
Van
monsieur,
Klomp?
quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
He's on his break though, Gary.
Be seeing you.
What is
Okay, let's go downstairs and speak to the chap who's guarding. Oh, hang on. I think we have to try and steal his paint pot first, maybe to trigger.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah!
Hey, wait a second, are we back to that priest now? Like a convenient phone on the wall down here in a basement.
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize.
It looks like he should be pressing buttons in an elevator.
I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him. Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay. We need to
There was a closed door with
use
torches
point and
against
click
veneer.
magic.
That door's locked, monsieur.
The sort of series of events now that would only happen in a point and click adventure game.
Hi again.
Because that plaster we've been carrying loosely in our pockets since
Washroom. I had the strongest feeling of deja vu.
we were in
I'd
Ireland.
like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
Now, if I was in this situation and I was this pointless guard, I would have walked the 2 feet to the door, unlocked it, and then walked back, and then said, right, you go take a shit and then fuck off. Then when he left, I would have locked it. I wouldn't have given him the key.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Oh, we actually, you have to, it doesn't do it automatically. We've got to use the key on the door. Okay, what have we got in here? This looks delightful. Let's go to the sink.
I didn't want to use that unless I really had to.
You really have to, George. We've got the soap. We're now going to use the key on the soap to make an impression.
I made an impression of the big key in the cake of soap.
As we set a series of events into... I'm trying to click on the inventory thing here, but it's not cooperating. Then we're going to take the plaster and put it into there.
I carefully sprinkled the plaster into the soap mold I'd made of the key.
Then I'm going to wait for the inventory to recover. Then I'm going to take the soap with the plaster and we're going to stick it under the tap. And then put it back on our pocket immediately. If we're playing the director's cut version of the game, I believe you actually get a close-up of the sink as well.
But I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
Okay, let's just get it over with and give the fella his key back, his normal key.
Hi again.
Because we need to make it so our fake key, you can't feel it's like the other key, and it doesn't look like it.
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now, I'm hoping that I can trigger this, and we don't have to go back upstairs
Do you mind
again.
if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
You know, this bloke here, it reminds me...
Hi, Nico.
Hang on, I'll wait a second.
What have you discovered?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Is something wrong?
No.
George, why are you calling me?
Oh, no reason. I just wanted to hear your voice.
You did. Well, this is my voice saying, don't bother me, I'm busy.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I have to go upstairs. But do you remember there was an early episode of Red Dwarf where Rimmer was trying to cook and he was using the scutters to help him prepare the meal, and he was saying, they give them an instruction like, keep an eye on that lamb. And he goes, yeah, they sit there for 6 hours and watch it burn. that is what that guard, I think, is like.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Puh.
Okay, let's go downstairs then and try again. I've got a little tiny model of one somewhere in a box.
Hola.
Mr. Smith.
Hi, Nico. It's me. I'm at the excavation site.
Goodbye, George.
No, wait a minute.
Oh.
I need your help.
What kind of help? I told you I'm busy.
This will only take a few minutes, I promise.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Yeah. We're going to go upstairs and then go downstairs to trigger that one there. Right, let's go speak to this fella. No, for time-wise, we might be able to do chapter 14.
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
Next week we get to encounter the Geordies.
She asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
Look at the state of him. Right, give me inventory, give me the inventory. It still throws me the way that, you know, like I was saying before, you have the left or right mouse click. When I click on that there, so that's where the cursor is, and then when I click on there, it has the two like left or right, because I keep on trying to bring the cog, say, down to there.
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
Yeah, now we need to deal with it feels like pasta.
Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah, well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
Yep, happy. I think it started off as a very bouncy phone call. Right, let's talk to the guard.
Hi again.
What is it?
I would like the key.
I need to use the toilet again.
You link collector?
Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Oh, not the forbidden substance collector. Glitter is forbidden.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Bruce, cheese!
Cheese is not forbidden, though. I've run out of Wednesday and cranberry as well. Just, you know, just on a side note. Right, I'm assuming that I'm going to have to do this. Yep.
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing.
You've forgotten the crackers. Alright, let's play with the thermostat.
I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
I know what we're going to achieve. Oh, don't make me have to do it twice.
A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall.
Ooh. We need to put his gloves on, if I remember right. That's a very good question, Gary. All I can say is French people are weird. Which stand-up comedian was it that said, you know, Paris would be the greatest city on earth if the French didn't have to be there all the time?
I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
Just turn the dial, George. Agreed, indeed.
Hi again.
What is it?
I couldn't give him the keys. The false key looked pretty convincing, but it felt exactly like what it was. Painted plaster. He was bound to detect it. It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
Okay, now I think we can do it.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Indeed, Mr. Smith. There we go.
I turned the heating off.
Can I just give him the keys directly, or do I have to open up a conversation with him?
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Okay.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
He's on the phone. He leans in really creepily when the phone screen comes up.
I shan't repeat it, George.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Stand back and watch the magic happen.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Ha! Don't me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
Don't forget the flying helmet as well there. I'm not sure that guard picks up anything though, Happy, other than guarding his precious door. Let's use our key though and get in here. Oh, Happy has the helmet.
I could.
Oops. Try to get us down here.
In the middle of the floor was a weird mosaic, all swirling and distorted. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here.
Like skulls lying around and stuff like that.
Oh, great. More dead people. Although the gendarmes weren't likely to pull in any suspects unless they had a time machine. This guy must have been here for centuries.
One polished chalice.
And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice. The image of a church. I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
I was lucky that one, isn't it?
That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head. That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the bull's head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. That's the clue that led me to the statue of Baphomet and the reflection in the chalice. That's the clue that led me to Spain. That's the clue that led me to the Bull's Head in Syria.
I think this is the bit that triggers one of my favourite lines.
Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No, you found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
Someone had to find a use for them somewhere down the line.
I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Are you in agreement with me, Gary? We got another achievement. It never gives me time to read it what it is. Decode the... Oh, there we go. Okay, so... what we have left in the game now is the return to Spain, then the train sequence in Scotland where we meet the Geordies, then the Pokemon, we find them on the train. Exclamation mark PH and defeat them. Was it two seconds? Didn't we defeat one of them yesterday? Mr. Smith got it. The monarch. Oh yeah, Mr. Smith of course gets the gets those. Whereabouts is it? Taurus. It's in the office building. Oh, we got a good hit in there. Can you get one more hit in? Oh, he does it. He completes the contract. Then Ada slowly thinks about reading it. Maybe she won't. I'm going to have to go and check because she's having a little bit of difficulty with the old reading things out at the moment. It must be a glitch in the Matrix. Plus there's an update on the Raspberry Pi where she lives that I need to do. But I need to rewrite a whole chunk before I do that update, because there's going to be a few things that's going to break in some of the protocols when I run the update on the Raspberry Pi OS. But either way, you completed the contract. Main menu. Save game. We saved Frodo. And what I'm going to do is... Ada's on a break, yep, that's right. I'm going to, before I press this button here, I'm going to press this button here. Because it's very temperamental. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a good place, story-wise, to finish. Considering what we have left to do in the game, this would be a good point to pause for now. And we will complete the game next Wednesday. Yeah, definitely next Wednesday. Because that'll be the final part. And I think the following week is Halloween. So that'll fit quite nicely. Didn't say you could leave. Well, Mr. Smith. But yeah, that'll be a good point story-wise to leave it at the end of before we go start a new chapter, because I can't remember. I may be getting mixed up between the director's cut and the original cut in my head. The next bit in Spain might be a bit lengthy. So yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Who can we go and say hello to this evening? I'll tell you what. Who's moved for a little bit of Fallout? I hate this new raid screen. Did I ever mention it? Okay, we'll jump over here, and then I'm going to have no choice but to fire up Satisfactory for a little bit. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us. I will, Jim, send you another reminder next Wednesday for the next part. On Friday as well, don't forget we have Cyberpunk. We're starting a brand new save as long as things don't go tits up, which, you know, is probable. But tomorrow, though, we will jump back onto, because we had a little bit of a gap because of this game coming out. We'll return back to Dead Island, Riptide, and see if we can finish that game tomorrow as well. Is the plan? But okay, let's press some buttons here. So once again, thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.